Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Katie Knowles, for those who have not met me, and I'm the Pharmacy to School Coordinator with Child Nutrition. And this is our local foods webinar. So to get started, the agenda for today, um, we're first going to talk about the State Local Foods Fund, and that's going to include some pretty exciting changes and what that's going to look like starting this fall, which is in a couple weeks. Pretty crazy to think that it's almost September. And then we're going to talk about Harvest of the Month and some exciting new things with that as well. We'll talk about various projects that we've got going on, including Fishermen Feeding Mainers, our regional local foods project, as well as some exciting upcoming events to help you kick off your farm and sea to school year. So let's get started. All right, so to start off, let's talk about the State Local Foods Fund. So this is a state fund, and schools are reimbursed for their local foods purchases. Starting in September, schools are going to now be reimbursed $1 for every $2 they spend on local eligible foods. Many of you may know that it used to be $1 for every three, so now it's 50%, which is super exciting. And the total reimbursement amount has increased as well. So you get up to $10,000 in reimbursements annually, and that runs July to June. And in addition, you now get an extra $1,000 if you attend a DOE local foods training. So super exciting, up from $500. And oh, by the way, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A section. I can answer as we go, or I can answer at the end, whatever makes the most sense. So let's talk about what's eligible for the Local Foods Fund. So it has to be locally grown or produced. So anything that's minimally processed, that's produce, grain, beans, legumes, eggs, maple syrup, honey, 100% juice that's pasteurized, and value-added dairy all qualify. So fluid milk is not allowed. The value-added dairy is. In addition to value-added dairy, we have certain value-added and processed local foods products that qualify as well. But I will get to that on the next slide. So, since 2023, which was a long time ago at this point, value-added and processed foods became eligible under the State Local Foods Fund. We have some parameters for that. So it has to contain at least 51% local ingredients. It must be processed within the state of Maine. And in order for them to qualify, or a product to qualify, I should say, the processor must apply through our DOE Child Nutrition website. And we have a process where they can apply and provide us information to confirm the guidelines that we have. We have a current list of approved products that are value added and processed on our Farm and Sea to School webpage. Yes, we have a question.
We have a question.
Yeah.
What about local apple cider?
Local apple cider does qualify so long as it's pasteurized. Great question. So we get a lot of questions about what qualifies. And of course, you are always more than welcome to email or call me and ask me about a very specific product if you want to know before purchasing it. But we've created a eligibility decision chart because it can be confusing. So if you start where it says start here, and you have a product in mind, is the food or product grown, produced, or processed in Maine? If the answer is no, then it does not qualify. If the answer is yes, then you ask yourself another question. Is it considered unprocessed, minimally processed, or is it considered processed and value added? And there's actually a link there. I won't click it, but it takes you to a website that kind of, if you're not sure, it gives you more information about what that would mean. And this will be available on our website. And so if the product is value added or processed, well, let's go with unprocessed. If it's unprocessed or minimally processed, the next question is it milk? If the answer is yes, then it does not qualify. But the answer is no. If it's a minimally processed or unprocessed food product and it's not fluid milk and it's grown, or produced in Maine, then it automatically qualifies and does not need to be on a list of some sort. Now let's go to value added or processed. So back to, is the local food considered value added or processed? If it is, then you ask your question, is the food product value added dairy? So not fluid milk, we're saying cheese, yogurt, sour cream. If the answer is yes, it also automatically qualifies for the state local foods fund. So that's where it gets confusing. Value added dairy does not need to be on a list, but any other value added product, so say no, it's not value added dairy. Does it contain at least 51% Maine grown ingredients? Yes. It can qualify if the product has applied and been approved to be an eligible value added and processed food product. If they haven't, then no, then it does not qualify for the state local foods fund yet. So we're always looking for more people to apply. So if you have a product in mind, you're more than welcome to email me, or you can let them know that we have a process that is on our website. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, just trying to make it a little clearer. I'm a visual learner. If you're not and you're like, this is terrible, don't worry, just email me and I'll let you know.
We have a follow-up question.
Great, follow-up question, yes.
We have a school that offers specialized process for their apple cider, but it's not pasteurized. Would that count?
I don't believe so. It needs to be pasteurized in order to be served in schools. So yeah, if you have any doubt that something is pasteurized or not, like ask them and it should be listed. But if it's not, it doesn't qualify. But if the process is pasteurization, then it would qualify. But yeah, feel free to email me or call me later if I'm not answering your question clearly enough. Okay. So where can schools purchase local foods? Well, first of all, you should make sure that you're sourcing from a reputable producer, but really you can purchase pretty much anywhere directly from the farmer, producer, fisherman, a cooperative, a food hub, a local food processor, a food distributor. You can buy it, right from, a retail, you can buy it straight from a retail store. But just as always, make sure you are sourcing from a reputable producer, and always make sure that your meats are either USDA or state inspected. So now we're going to talk about how to submit a local foods fund claim. It's a little bit different this year. It's a little bit So you can now submit, well, not now, I should say, starting in October with your September claim, because that is when the log goes into effect, with the new changes, with the better reimbursement rate. So you'll be able to submit it with your monthly claim starting in October with your September claim. It's going to be a little bit different than last year. So you're going to upload 2 separate documents, which you've done before, but the claim form is brand new and it will be on our website by the end of this week. And it needs to be submitted into CMP Web in Excel format only. So it can't be scanned like a PDF. It needs to be filled out within Excel and then saved as that. And then in addition, this is what you've always done, but invoices and receipts with claimed items highlighted in PDF format. So it's going to be 2 separate documents uploaded into CMP Web. So this is what it looks like, and you'll have access to it, like I said, before you make your first claim in October. So, ensure when you're claiming that it says 2025 to 2026, because it is new. Please do not print it out and fill it out. I know that a lot of people do that, and it's been fine in the past, but we need to now track local foods purchases for the state. So we need to be able to have the category, and it needs to just be in Excel format so that we can aggregate all of the information and file it as like a report at the end of the year. So similar to the last claim, you only fill in the yellow cells, and you do not need a legal agent signature anymore. Now that it's back in CMP Web, your approver will approve your claim that will include this local foods claim. So you don't need a signature anymore, which is great. So yeah, as always, you enter in the claim month and your sponsor name as it appears in the CMP web. You enter in the date of invoice, supplier name, the producer name if it's different than the supplier, the item description, the product category, which will be drop-down categories now, and the amount in dollars. So we'll just kind of go through each one. So yeah, enter in the claim month. And I just want to note this, like the claim month is the month you're claiming. So long as the purchases are within the fiscal year, July to June, you can add it to your claim. If you're claiming, in your September claim, but you have stuff from August, that's totally fine. But that's just the claim month is the month that you are making the claim and that you are attaching to in CMP Web. You enter your sponsor number as it appears in CMP Web. I know a lot of people are like, some people are SADs, some people are RSUs, but however it's entered in CMP Web, could you just please enter it that way? Yeah, so you'll enter the following information, the invoice date, so that's the date that you would have purchased it, the supplier name, so if you are purchasing it from a distributor, that's where that would go, and then the producer name if different. So if you are buying directly from the farm or directly from a producer, you don't have to, you can just leave that one if not. And then the item description, and then this new category, product category, which will have a drop-down list of different categories, including grains, like produce, different types of proteins, dairy, eggs, all that good stuff. And then the claim amount you'll enter, or the invoice amount, I should say. So again, when submitting the claim, you're uploading 2 documents in Excel and PDF format. You're going to enter in CMP Web the reimbursement amount. Make sure to enter in 50% of the receipt total, not 1/3. It still says 1/3 in CMP Web. I believe we're working on getting that changed, but as you can see, it says enter in 1/3 of receipt total. Just ignore that, enter in 50%, but this claim form that I created will actually do the math for you, so just enter in whatever that amount is. So why the change? So new reporting requirements by the state are having us track purchase by categories and report them annually. So handwritten claims make tracking local foods fund purchases very challenging, if not impossible. And then local food purchasing data is important. I can't tell you how many times I've had people ask me if I have that type of information. And unfortunately, I haven't in the past, so it'll just be really great in general. So that's why we're changing it. And yeah, we're back in CMP Web because our federal local foods funding has ended. So that is why there is the change. So the last part is because people have been asking about training. So you can kind of consider this a local foods fund training. In order to file your claim in October with your September claim in CMP Web, you have to fill out this quick form stating that you received training on the new process. There's a QR code here. There's an office form here. If you want to wait to do it, this will also be in the Thursday update this week. So don't worry about that because it's not till October, but there is a nice QR code if you would like to do it now since you have sat through this and should now understand. But of course, if you have any questions or if you're filing in October and you're like, I forgot what's going on, we will have this recorded and we'll have the slides available. But as always, I am available. So feel free to email, call, text, and I can help walk you through the new process. All right, so that concludes Local Foods Fund. Now we're going to talk about Maine Harvest of the Month. So for those who don't know, Maine Harvest of the Month is a nationwide marketing campaign that promotes the use of seasonally available local foods in schools. Each month, a different local product is highlighted and participating schools pledge to serve the product and promote it through educational materials and activities. So here's a beautiful picture of our Harvest of the Month calendar. When you pledge to join Harvest of the Month, you're pledging to serve the product at least twice a month, and to display Harvest of the Month materials provided by us. So speaking of materials provided by us, by pledging in return, you receive monthly toolkits. This includes fun posters. It includes fun facts, recipes, stickers. In addition, you also get a monthly newsletter email with all sorts of fun resources. We have recipes of the month. We have spotlights. We have any fun events that are coming up and any sort of additional information you might need. And then, of course, in addition, you'll get support from yours truly throughout the year. So if you need any assistance with procurement or taste tests or coming up with an event, or if you'd like me to attend an event, I'm always happy to do that. So yeah, again, feel free to reach out. Here's what our toolkits look like. This is summer squash, which is last month. And you see the posters. We have source cards, and the fun fact and recipes are actually changing, which brings me to my next slide. So coming soon, and I mean really soon, probably by October, I want to say, we're going to have some refreshed Harvest of the Month materials. In addition to that, we have a new bonus Harvest of the Month, Maine Seafood Month. You're more than welcome to celebrate Seafood Month any month of the year. You can do it in place of Protein Month. You can do it as well. You can do it all year round. It's really, meant to just be an additional fun Harvest of the Month. And seafood's around year round, so it's pretty easy to do just about any time. And here's a picture of our poster for the meal tray. And you can see the cute little monkfish and flounder. And we have pollock as well. We also are going to have new student passports with stamps, and the passports are going to have fun facts for every Harvest of the Month. So that's going to be a fun way to engage students with Harvest of the Month. That should be available as well in the fall. And now, instead of fact sheets, we have a new yearly recipe book that you'll get instead of the monthly recipe sheets every month. So you'll up front, you will just have a nice cookbook with every month of the year. It will help with planning just your menus out. All right. So yeah, if you have not pledged to Harvest of the Month this year, because we take new pledges every school year, pledge today. We have the link here. Got a QR code if you're into that, but it's also available on our website. Yeah, please pledge if you are interested, and of course, email with any questions. The next thing I'm going to talk about is Fishermen Feeding Mainers. So Fishermen Feeding Mainers started around the pandemic. It's a program that's coordinated in partnership with Maine Coast Fishermen's Association. So FFM provides direct financial relief to fishermen by helping them supply schools and families in need with healthy Maine seafood. So how the program works. FFM provides schools and CSCFE sponsors with free Maine caught fish. This includes flaky white ground fish such as hake, monkfish, and cod, all free of charge. And it's received filleted and frozen. When fish is available, the pickup is in Portland, and sometimes it's at a short notice. You're welcome to sign up for our email list to be notified when fish is available. It should be sometime this fall. And if you've signed up in years past, you are still on the list. But if you would like to sign up, or if you have a new person in the role, feel free. Again, I went a little QR code happy this time, but there's a QR code, there's a form. It's also on our website, but just fun ways to get involved with Farm and Sea to School. All right. So the next project we're going to talk about is the Maine Regional Local Foods Project. So starting in October, mid-September, October, we are starting our final year of our 2-year project. So this project has provided regional local foods coordinators for superintendent regions in Maine. So this year we will have coordinators for every region, and they are going to be available to provide hands-on support for school nutrition programs. This includes culinary trainings, taste tests, any sort of technical assistance, procurement assistance, and more. So the project resumes mid-September, as I said, and coordinators will contact districts sometime in the fall. I know many of you have worked with your coordinator last year, some of you didn't, but yeah, really excited to get this project started back up. And I think we have a couple of coordinators watching right now, so hello. The next thing we're going to talk about is some fun events that we have going on in the fall. Maine Harvest Lunch Week is going to be the week of September 15th till the 19th. This annual week-long event spans back decades, I believe at least 20 years, and celebrates Maine's local food producers by promoting the use of local food in cafeterias across the state. Districts are also encouraged to host Maine Harvest Lunch Week related events and activities. If your district has any exciting plans, we'd love to know about it and celebrate your work. So please, email me or reach out with any details, and we're happy to support as well. The next thing we have is a brand new event called Maine Apple Crunch Day. So yeah, this is our first annual Maine Apple Crunch Day to celebrate Maine farmers, healthy kids, and strong communities. Participating is simple. You buy, serve, and crunch into locally grown apples. We have the link to our crunch guide, which describes in a little bit more detail, but really it is can be as simple or complex as you'd like. You're welcome to serve it in the cafeteria, have a fun school-wide event. But the idea is that everyone crunches into an apple at the same time. So really looking forward to that. So yeah, we have the guide here, again, QR codes. And then we also have a QR code to register, just so that we know what you're up to. And those who register will get, starting in September, be getting some regular emails just about the event and any resources that we might have. Next, October is National Farm to School Month, so the Apple Crunch would be a great complement to it. So thousands of schools across the nation celebrate, and the National Farm to School Network has some great resources, including Farm to School Month toolkits for schools to use. So really just trying to kind of, front load a lot of farm to school events to just kind of get you excited as the year starts. Another fun event in October, we have the Maine Farm and Sea to Institution Summit. Registration is now open. It's going to be October 14th, so the day before the Apple Crunch, at Colby College in Waterville. So from inspiration to action, seeding solutions for a sustainable food system. This year's event is hosted by the Maine Farm and Sea to Institution Network and builds on the legacy of the Maine Farm to School conferences in years past. So join Farm and Sea to School leaders, producers, distributors, and advocates, share resources and best practices with local procurement, explore models for cafeterias and meal programs. And it's just a really great event to talk with like-minded people who are into bringing local food into schools. And that is the link to register. Sorry, no QR code, haha. And then finally, I just would be remiss if I did not mention our Farm and Sea to School webpage. It has all of the information that I've laid before you. So we'll have our local foods webinar right up at the top. That's last year's, we'll have this year's soon. All the information about our local foods fund, more Harvest of the Month resources. We have videos, we have recipes. Really, it's a great one-stop shop. I would definitely bookmark it if it's not already. And that is what I have. Are there any more questions? I'd be happy to answer them.
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll give it a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
See if anybody
feel free.
has anything to ask.
Maybe I did just such a great job. Nobody has any questions.
Do a great job. We have a question. Are there any posters for the Apple Crunch Day?
So we don't have any specific posters for the Apple Crunch Day this year since it is our first year, but we are providing Harvest of the Month. So October just so happens to be Maine Apple Month. So we have Harvest of the Month posters that are apple themed. So if you are pledged, I actually just am mailing them out right now. So you will have them in time for October. So that's a great way to do it. But we are also just offering Apple I Tried It stickers to those who are pledging to this one event. So that is definitely something to think about for next year. Any other questions?
No.
Oh,
We have an excellent job. Thanks for the QR codes and links. Maine Harvest Lunch 2003, maybe?
oh, wow. Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's crazy to think that that was that long ago, though.
Thanks, Ron. Oh, here we go. Are there local food project coordinators connecting with the healthy eating, active learning, skill coordinators in each region?
That is a really good question. Yeah, so all of our so we had 4 coordinators last year, and they were all very well connected with lots of our partners. And in fact, one of them was a is a HEAL coordinator, I should say. So yes, they are connected with them, and we'll be in our new ones. We'll have 9 regions so this year. So we will make sure that they are connected with our ever growing network of partners.
And is there still a local culinary event happening in a Aroostook Cup?
There will be. We still have an Aroostook County local foods coordinator, and I know that she will definitely be planning plenty of events for this school year. But I don't not that I don't know of any right this minute, I should say.
So it's something to look forward to.
Absolutely,
And
something
keep
to
your
look
eyes
forward
on the
to.
website.
Yep. All right. Well, if there are no more lingering questions, I just want to thank everyone for attending. And again, yeah, please reach out. That's my information. Yeah, thanks for coming to this webinar.
Have a great day, everybody.